everybody. Welcome back to Math with Mr. Antoine. I am Mr. Antoine. I got a request to do a video on percent increase and decrease. So here we are. Let's talk about percent increase and percent decrease. Just a bit of an intro. Percent increase and percent decrease. Normally, when you have two items you're talking about or you're comparing, you're going to find that the numbers between them increase or go up, or the numbers go down, they decrease. While you're finding that, you could also find what the percent of those numbers are. So that would be a percent increase and a percent decrease. Let's give an example of this, shall we? Let's. Here's a situation. We have yesterday's temperature was 35 degrees Fahrenheit, and today's temperature is 28 degrees Fahrenheit. What is the percent of decrease? So we want to find, what we're really looking for is a percent, and it's going to be a percent of decrease. Why is it going to be a percent of decrease? Well, yesterday's temperature was 35 degrees. Okay, so yesterday was 35 degrees. I'm just going to put yesterday. It was 35 degrees Fahrenheit, right? While today's temperature, all right, is 28 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's just say we looked at this in a daily chronological order, from one day to the next day. You see yesterday was 35 and today is 28. So between these two numbers, the numbers have decreased. Well, how much did they decrease by? Well, now what we're going to create first is a fraction. All right, so first thing I want to create is my fraction. Now my fraction is going to be made up of the difference. All right, so this fraction is going to be made up of the difference of the two items. The difference of the two items over, okay, is going to be whatever the original number. The original number is the first number that we start with, pretty much in the order which came first. In this case, when you take a look at it, yesterday is going to be the first one. Today is the second number. This is going to be called the original. So 35 is the original number, while 28 is going to be the new. That's the new number that we have. All right. So when you do the fraction is going to be made up of, well, this is very important. This one is the difference of the two items. So you have to subtract the two items to see what the change is. And you're going to put that over the original number. In this case, the difference between the two numbers is going to be the difference between 35 degrees and 28 degrees. All right. And it's going to be, all that will be over, the original number is 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, and when we do the math, 35 take away 28, when we solve this, it'll be 7 degrees. So it'll be 7 degrees. So there's a 7 degrees change, all right, and a 7 degrees decrease that it went down. Now from here, we can take this fraction and convert the fraction into a percent. So how we do that? Well, we have several ways. I'm going to take this one approach, which is pretty good for any situation that you have. If you have 7, 35, and if you multiply that by 100, okay, well, you could put that as 100 over 1 to keep it as a fraction. That will become 700 divided by 35. Remember, fraction is really the operation of division. So we're really looking over here, just to rewrite it another way, would be 700 divided by 35. And the answer I get for that will come out to 20, which will be 20%. All right. Reason why I multiply by 100, because it's multiplying it to be like 100%. All right. That's 100%. So here's what we have. We now have that the 20% is representing the percent of decrease. So the 7 degrees, all right, it decreased by 7 degrees. And that will be the same as saying that we have a 20% decrease. So it's a 7 degree decrease in terms of the temperature, and in terms of a percent, it's a 20% decrease. Now, let's take a look at this next situation. In this one, it says currently Jerry's salary is $150. Last year, his salary was $120. Now, what is the rate of increase? Let's just keep this in mind. When we hear rate of increase, well, we know if increase means something that's going up, right? But rate would be the same as finding the percent. So rate and percent are the same thing. So we're being asked, what is the percent of increase? Okay, same thing when you say rate or percent of increase. Now let's find out. We need to see what's the original number here. Because the way it looks, I see 150 first and then 120. That looks like a decrease. Yet I'm being told here that this is a rate of increase. Well, it says currently. Currently means now, right? Now, Jerry's salary is $150. So let's just put that down. At this time now, his salary is $150, right? Okay. Last year. So last year, that means that would go before the now, right? This is what happened before last year. Last year, right, he had a salary of $120. Okay, so if we take a look now, we're seeing that from 120 to 150, that is an increase. So this is what we're finding. We want to find the percent of increase. But before we start, let's see how much it is. All right, what would be the increase? Now, again, keep in mind that now this 120 is the original number. All right, so I'm just going to put this down, that this is my original. That's my original number. So the 150 is the new number. All right, so let's make the fraction. Remember, once again, the fraction, to make the fraction is going to be the difference of the two. Difference of the two items here, in this case, the salary. And that's going to be divided over whatever the original number is. Okay. So the fraction is made up of the difference of the two numbers and the original. So let's see. What we have here is 150 minus 120. Okay, and always you could take the bigger number minus or subtract it with the smaller number. The original number is 120. So now what I have here would be 30, 120. Okay, now I'm going to try something different. I know last time we said we multiplied by 100 in order for us to get that number, and we divide it. I'm going to share another strategy with you. What I could see from here, if I take 30 over 120, I can divide that. I can reduce it. And if I do, I can divide them both by 10. Right? And I get now 3 over 12. I can reduce it again by 3 by dividing both the numerator and denominator by 3. And for this one now, I'm going to get 1/4. Hey, 1/4. So I know 1/4, just to make sure that we keep, because remember, constantly we're keeping equivalent fractions here. Well, remember, percent is anything out of 100. So let me take this and multiply the numerator and denominator by 25. Why? Because I know 4 times 25 gives me 100. Right? So now what I get is 25 over 100. And remember, anything over 100 can be written as that percent. So this is 25%. So let's go back. Remember, Jerry's salary, he went up, right? He went up. He made some more money. And his money increased by $30. So he has a $30 increase. So now with the $30 increase, that'll be equivalent to him having a 25% increase in salary. Okay, so it's $30 in terms of the actual amount of money, but from a percent standpoint, a percent perspective, it's going to be a 25% increase. Okay, that's it. I hope that was helpful. Once again, it was Math with Mr. Antoine. I'll see you on the next time. Peace. Hey, this is just a bonus clip. If someone was looking to do the 30 over 120 and turn that into a percent, but wanted to do it by multiplying out of 100, you want to see if you're doing it right? Here you go. You multiply this by 100. Again, remember we said that's like saying 100%, right? You multiply 100 over 1. And then when you do that, you're going to get 3,000 over 120 times 1 is 120. So now you're going to have 3,000 divided by 120. And if you do the math of 3,000 divided by 120, you're going to come out to 25%. Okay? Double check your math. You could use a calculator. You could use long division. But you will come out to 25%. And once again, that would be a 25% increase. Hope that was helpful. Once again, Math with Mr. Antoine. I'll talk to you later. Peace.